G'day everyone, my name is Daniel O'Grady and welcome to another Wasabi Cars video. I do hope you're doing well, and as if you can't tell, today's feature car is a hearse with some serious junk in the trunk. Now this particular style of hearse is called a Miyagata Reikyusha, and I'm going to explain all about that shortly, but for now I want to show you an equally as impressive Australian hearse. Yeah, I'm just taking the P155. It is of course a retired hearse that's found its way into civilian life, and based on the front and the back of the car, I'm going to say this is a 1983 Ford LTD. Of course the Australian LTD, should you be confused. Obviously a little bit rough, but it's got definite street cred, even though it looks like it's going to snap in half. Anyway, good to see it is enjoying its afterlife. And now time to get away from these Aussie cars and back to Japan. Yep, I believe that's what they call in the biz misdirection. Pretty amazing, is it not, to see this VY Holden Commodore SSU in attendance at the same event as today's feature hearse. Damn, if you squint they could almost be exactly the same car, except the Holden looks way cooler. Anyway, today's car is a 1996 Ford Mercury Grand Marquis, and the fact that they've decided to use a sedan base to build their hearse blows my mind. And I think to get some better insight about how they made these, we can pop the rear doors to see what's going on in there. We can see the construction of wood, steel tubing but wood. Most interesting. Very interesting. Oh, arigato. So atop your metal frame and your wood paneling, you've got a very gorgeous, traditionally constructed shrine-like object. And make no mistake about it, the techniques involved in making this are very much the same as the personal shrine you would have in your house, the Butsudan, and an actual shrine and temple that you see throughout Japan. Now that does look like real gold, but surely it isn't. But the other material that I see there is copper on the roof tiles. Now, how do they go about making these animals? They're so beautifully carved, and they do that by carving wood first, and then I believe they apply some sort of material to give it that beautiful gold color. And there's also some decorative pieces that are flatter. They are carved from a soft metal, then plated to look gold. I did some scanning from a 1973 car graphic magazine, and you can see these beautifully decorated cars. Now these are from about the 1920s, 30s, and they do use foreign vehicles, which is most interesting. I believe most of these are American vehicles, but on the bottom right you've got a Mercedes. This Mercedes is a particularly nice one from 1926. Then there's this pic from the early 1920s. You got priests, presumably, lugging a hearse that you carry. I don't know what the word is for that, people. And then in the picture above it, that very same body carrying device on the back of a truck. What do you say we have a look inside this thing? And my guess is it's as gorgeous as it is on the outside. That would make sense. Yep, and the casket rolls onto that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty darn gorgeous in there. It is a bit crowded, a bit cramped, but I believe they've had no complaints. You know, I just had a funny thought. What if this was your work vehicle, but on days off you took it to car shows? Now, I do know for a fact that that is not the case here. The guy does have a job relating to cars, whether that's fixing them, I'm not quite sure. I couldn't quite understand what he was saying, but he certainly is an enthusiast of the hearse vehicle. He also has a Toyota Crown with the similar setup. And I did get the invite to see that car next time I'm in Nagasaki, and he's apparently got a whole bunch of other interesting cars too from the 60s, some quirky ones, so I'm keen to see that for sure. Now I think you're going to agree that this is a different sort of a car than I would normally show, so I've presented the information as best as I could, but if you have some unanswered question, do let me know in the comments below. That would be awesome. Also, I am totally flogging shirts, so do drop by store.wasabicars.com. T-shirts for the month of August 2020 are 20% off. So grab one now, people. store.wasabicars.com. Wow, what an interesting car, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. Clearly not old, not rusty, but something a little bit different, something with a bit of Japanese culture, which I think could be a little bit interesting. So anyway, please join me next Saturday with another Wasabi Cars video. Who knows what it's going to be? I certainly do not. But anyway, take it easy, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.